next, we will be talking about our dialogue, talking about US dollar surge that hits Indonesian currency. The Indonesian currency has been under selling pressure lately amid the strengthening of the US currencies in the global financial market. The rupiah has even become among the weakest currencies in the world this year.
The rupiah has dropped by as much as 4.7% from a peak in early September, pressured by risk of sentiment among investors and leading Indonesia's central bank to unexpectedly raise interest rates last week. Although the currency strengthened as much as 0.66% on Tuesday, October the 24th, to trade at 15,825 against the dollar, it still stayed near its weakest level since 2020. The Indonesian currency has dropped sharply against the US dollar since last month. On September 25, 2023, rupiah fell to 15,399 rupiahs per US dollar. Moreover, compared to the last 2 years, the rupiah exchange rate against the US dollar has fallen significantly. On January 2, 2022, the rupiah was recorded at 14,270 rupiah per US dollar. Minister of Finance Sri Mulyani Indrawati said recently that the weakening of the rupiah was due to the impact of global conditions, one of which was high inflation in the United States and rising concerns that the U.S. Federal Reserve, or the Fed, would raise its reference rate. The US dollar has surged in recent months, gaining more than 6% relative to the currencies of other major trading partners since mid-July. The rally has reversed the dollar's decline from the start of the year and ran contrary to consensus expectation. The major reason for the dollar's recent rally has been the upward shift in expectations about the path of US interest rates. At the start of the year, it appeared that the Federal Reserve would end its rate hikes mid-year and then begin lowering rates in late 2023 or early 2024. And those expectations have changed due to the surprising resiliency of the US economy and persistence of inflation pressures. Like the rupiah, other Asian currencies have also been under pressure in October, as higher interest rates both at home and abroad have started weighing on regional economies. The Japanese yen, South Korean won, and Thai baht all recently slumped to their lowest levels against the dollar this year. Their weakness comes as the US central bank maintained hawkish rhetoric, raising the prospects of further rate hikes and widening the rate differentials between US and Asian economies. Bank Indonesia also unexpectedly raised interest rates last week, halted the rupiah's decline amid US monetary tightening and rising geopolitical risks, with economists saying possible further hikes should the currency's weakness persist. The central bank hiked the benchmark 7-day reverse repurchase rate by 25 basis points to 6%. Its second hike this year and its seventh since starting its tightening cycle in 2022. Its two other main rates were also hiked. Meanwhile, senior economist Khatib Basri believes that the public don't need to be panicked about the weakening of rupiah against the US dollar. The former Minister of Finance said that the weakening of the rupiah was due to world uncertainties rather than due to the worsening of the Indonesian economy. He estimates that the Indonesian economy is projected to grow 5% next year, higher than the predicted global economic growth of between 2.9 and 3%. Indonesia's inflation is also relatively low. However, he acknowledges that there is still trauma from the 1998 Asian financial crisis, which caused the rupiah to fall by 185%. At the time, the sharp depreciation of rupiah caused Indonesia's inflation to soar to 77%, while the economy contracted by 13.7%. Khatib is right that we don't need to be panicked with the recent drop in the Indonesian currency. However, the government and the financial authority need to stabilize the currency because a further weakening of rupiah would result in an increase in prices.
Rupiah has been under pressure in recent weeks due to rising value of the US dollars. Bank Indonesia has raised its rate, but some believe the fall could further continue despite the rate increase. Here our guest this afternoon, Bapak Rully Nova, financial analyst at Bank Woori Saudara. Pak Rully will discuss with us the depreciation of rupiah and the outlook of the Indonesian currency, at least until the end of this year. Welcome, Pak Rully, to Economic Outlook.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here with us. First of all, Pak Rully, we're talking about the drop of rupiah. The rupiah has been under pressure in recent weeks as the US dollar continues to strengthen against major global currencies. Now, can you please tell us what factors are causing the rupiah to fall so low in these recent months lately?
Yeah, during this month, yeah, rupiah under pressure against dollar, caused by the two factors. All the factors is from external. The first, the Fed, the Federal Reserve statement hawkish, and then our current condition in Middle East, Israel wars. Yeah, we see that the Fed, the Federal Reserve, concerned about the inflation target and then the unemployment rate. We see that the inflation in America, in US, is still above the target, but we see that have the good improvement from inflation compared to last year. The inflation gradually decreased, but still above the target. So the research concerned about this issue, inflation. So maybe we expect that the Federal Reserve will again to increase the rate one more until the end of this year. But for tomorrow, they have meeting. Maybe the result from the meeting, they will have the interest rate not change in steady 5.5%.
Okay.
Maybe in the next month until the end of this year, because based on the survey, market survey, there's above the 50% believe that the Fed will increase the interest rate until the end of this month. The second factor regarding the Israel-Hamas war, we think that this is the short-term impact, because right now in Middle East, not only America, US dominate, but also we see China also dominate in Middle East. So I think US is not superior in Middle East right now. Yeah, just China also in there. Yeah. So I think with the negotiation, the war is not too long and not to impact to the other region.
Okay.
So the focus only the statement Federal Reserve for the next year, maybe more dovish than this year. So we see that have the room to decrease the interest Federal Reserve for the next year.
Okay, so let's say that the US Federal Reserve looks set to hold the interest rate still steady, as you said just now. And if then rupiah falls below 16,000 per US dollar, do you think this could trigger a massive fund outflow from Indonesia? Do you think this will happen?
Yeah, we see that the two factors that I said. So right now, rupiah is for the today, yeah, is more stable than to last week ago, yeah. So I think the most of the US dollar capital outflow is the biggest is already happened 2 weeks last ago. So for the today and then next week, the rupiah more stable than the previous compare previous week 2 week ago. Yeah.
Okay, Pak Rully, Bank Indonesia is set to further increase its rate.
Yeah.
If the Fed finally decides to lift its key rate, what should the government do so that the higher rate will not affect the country's economic growth then?
Yeah, in Bank Indonesia for the monetary manageable, yeah, and in government we can effort for the fiscal and the policy, yeah. For the policy, government is already provide the like swap bilateral, and then local transaction, and then the settlement, local settlement is already provided by government by the cooperation between our country, our country relationship. Yeah. So the government is already to provide prepare the rupiah decreasing. So maybe for the government can be additional policy like we know that we right now still on focus in infrastructure. So a lot of the infrastructure, maybe working capital, we still use the import. So we have to decrease the import component for infrastructure, maybe, yeah.
Okay,
So,
okay, let's talk about exports now.
Yeah.
Because the government has required exporters to keep their export earnings in domestic banks to provide ample supply of the greenback. Now, based on your assessment, do you think such a policy is effective enough in maintaining the financial stability in Indonesia?
Yeah, the policy already decided and then already implemented, yeah. But we see that the impact regarding the capital inflow from export result, yeah, for export result, the forex is still low, yeah, still low. Not meet our expectation, because you know that our financial instrument is not deepening compared to the other country. So the forex from export result is not to benefit compared to their placement in other country. A lot of the instrument, lot of the financial more deepening than Indonesia. So that's why I think Bank Indonesia is already start to improve the financial instrument, but still not to because if we see the market, if we concern the market, so we have to see the liquidity. Bank Indonesia already provide the instrument to improve the financial instrument, but the liquidity is too small. So it is a worry to investor if they flash in this market, they cannot to draw down their assets. So this is maybe the homework, the concern to Bank Indonesia, how to we liquid our market. Yeah.
One of the things that Bank Indonesia has done so far is to use direct intervention, such as buying government bonds.
Yeah.
Do you think such a market intervention can help in stabilizing Indonesia's currency?
Yeah, you see that the two week last ago, yeah, the capital outflow is too big. We outgoing to other country. Yeah, so the government 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 obligation, yeah, government obligation, government security, secondary market. So Bank Indonesia interpret in the secondary market bond, yeah, soon. So it is to maintain the market, to maintain the bond yield, uh, interest by investor. It is yeah, it is more impact from the investor because our bond our bond yield is still competitive than the other country. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Pak Rully, currently there is this growing trend of as many countries have begun using their own currencies to trade. Do you think that this de-dollarization can reduce the volatility of the US dollars in the global financial market?
Yeah, it is a very good effort yet that we have to decrease our concentrate to US dollar, yeah. So we have pemerintah have the policy to bilateral to other country regarding the transaction and then transaction and settlement about the export and investment. Yeah, it is good, but the amount is still very small because this is the bilateral, only Indonesia and other country, and then the other country, not all the all the country can participate this policy. So it is impact, but too small, yeah,
The impact is still too small.
too
Yes,
small
okay.
to stabilize the our currency. If the internal factor pressure our forex market. Yeah. Yeah.
So the impact needs to be more significant.
Yeah, you have to more
Okay.
significant. Yeah.
Okay. Pak Rully Nova, financial analyst from Bank Woori Saudara, thank you so much
Yeah.
for being here at Economic
Yeah.
Outlook.
You're
Have a good
welcome.
day.
Yeah. Thank you.